All right. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining in to today's session of E-Meet Your Architecture School. This is a session that we do every year because at this point of time, when students are considering architecture schools, you hit a roadblock. You hit the situation where you need to create your preferred school list or preferred list of architecture schools. So this series will help you with that. You also get to interact with the top management of the school and get the best option that's really suited to you. For those of you who have missed our previous webinars on how do you select an architecture school or what are the schools that you should consider in 2023, please go onto our YouTube channel and have a look at those webinars. There's a follow-up webinar, which is the next steps on the process for KCET and COMEDK. While this is a guideline for the schools in Karnataka, this is also can be used as a guideline to schools anywhere in India, right? So starting off with today's session, today we have invited Christ University School of Architecture. Yeah. So Christ University School of Architecture is one of the top architecture schools in Bangalore. Since its inception in 2017, they've evolved. We've been part of their evolution actually, to see their academic programs grow in a very, very interesting manner. But their programs are designed to develop skills, creative thinking, and critical thinking as well, while fostering values of empathy and community engagement. Now, this is a very important aspect because this defines the school. Of course, the school is approved by the Council of Architecture and AICTE, and they do offer bachelor's and master's degree programs as well. They have three core principles: the teaching and pedagogy of experiential learning, service through outreach programs, along with students on wheels, a unique travel-based studio program. And to talk about this, we have Dr. Anitha Suseelan, who's joined us. She is a PhD from CEPT University, Ahmedabad. She's a postgraduate in urban design, a gold medalist from CEPT University, Ahmedabad again, and an architect, again a gold medalist from Kerala University. Now, she comes with 28 years of rich experience in architecture and urban design studies. She heads the School of Architecture at Christ University. And as one of the founding members of the school, she's contributing extensively to the pedagogy of the architectural education, right? And she focuses a lot on the experiential learning process, outreach projects. She's a research investigator, and she's done a lot of research amongst a lot of topics, but some of the topics are politics of ecology, gender and materiality of an Indian city. She's done a lot more, but I couldn't put everything. She's a recipient of travel grants from Zurich University, Switzerland. And I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I'll leave it to Dr. Suseelan, but from Belgium, New York, Toronto, and there's been a lot more, all right? She's guided more than 70 undergraduate and 10 graduate thesis projects, all right? And she teaches appropriate technologies, urban studies, urban design, architectural design, history of architecture, and she coordinates the B.Arch thesis studio as well. Dr. Anitha Suseelan, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who are attending this webinar right now, and for those of you who have joined late, please go back onto our YouTube channel, and this is where we hand it over to Dr. Anitha. Dr. Anitha, I have stopped my screen share, and now it's time for you to share. You can unmute. Yeah. Not able to hear you. Yeah, maybe your mic is muted. Not able to hear you again. Okay, I think there's some issue with the sound. I'm not sure why we are not able to hear you. Would you be able to select the right microphone from your panel, from the Zoom panel? Yeah. Would you like to sign out of Zoom and sign back in? Maybe that would help. No, no, unable to hear you right now. And this is the issue with live streaming, all right? But we should soon have Dr. Anitha Suseelan back. Till she sorts that out, okay? What I would like to do is recap on why it's important to choose your school in a very structured manner. Yeah. Um, creating, you know, when you have to put your preference of schools, it is a complex process, and it is a very and you literally have to create your own rank list, right? So very important things, and maybe what you can understand from this webinar, or try and understand from this webinar, focus of the philosophy of the head of the institute. You're trying to see Dr. Anitha Suseelan, what she has in mind for every one of the prospective students at her school, the brand and legacy of Christ University or the school that you're considering, and the faculty of the institute. All these three would be spoken about at during this webinar. Now, the philosophy of the institute is important because it defines your future. Yeah. Now, while there is a structured curriculum created and approved by the Council of Architecture, every school says we need to go beyond that, right? We need to ensure that our students travel, our students, either participate in events or organize events. Our students participate in competitions and live projects and placements, internships. All of these are critical for the all-round development of architecture students, right? So this is one aspect that is important. But why is it really important for you as architecture students to do this, right? Because architecture is a licensed profession, and you need a lot more skills, much more than just, creating good designs. You need the business skills to succeed. You need marketing skills to sell yourself and sell your designs, right? Sell your projects, to pitch for projects. You need the marketing skills. You need finance skills to understand if you need to expand your team. How do you do it? How do you manage your cash flows? You need leadership skills to lead and motivate your teams, networking skills, entrepreneurial, negotiation, really to have the ability of identifying opportunities. And all these are are provided by the school. So think about it. You have your academic aspect, which pretty much all schools give, right? The difference from school to school is, of course, the level of the experience and the exposure of the faculty. That is the core of what you're joining the school. But what the actions beyond that helps you become a more holistic architect. And that's what each school does for you. And that's what you need to focus on when creating your list of schools. Now, what we recommend is that you attend a lot of these e-meets. So once you understand the differences between these schools, you understand the strengths of each school, what each school delivers, and you see what you sync with, what kind of uh, you know methodologies that you like. So all those are important. Christ University is also doing a design nuances edu series one of these weekends. It happens on a Sunday, and do visit at least a few architecture schools. So till Dr. Anitha comes back, I'm going to go back and see if anyone has questions that you would like to ask uh, till Dr. Suseelan comes back, because she's facing some technical issues. So do you all have any questions? Please feel free um, to ask it right away. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Right. Okay. So once again, Dr. Suseelan is facing some technical issues and she's coming back. But till then, those of you who have questions, please ask. DNES, who provides that? Okay, very good question, right? The DNES is called Design Nuances Edu Series. It's a series done by DQ Labs. All right, so we host a series where we invite uh, specific people who are experts in a specific topic, right? Now, these experts could be representatives from a architecture school, a design school, or a fashion school within this creative sphere. The idea is that that person comes and talks about a certain level of expertise that they have in a topic. For example, we have done topics on what is BIM in architecture, or what are facades in architecture, or what is wireframing in UI UX design, right? Now, these are topics which are not particularly out there, but it will help you gain knowledge, number one, and it talks about a topic which is very important for you to understand as part of your holistic growth. This session happens on Sundays from 9:15 to 10:15 p.m. AM. Sorry, and it doesn't happen on every Sunday, but whenever we get an expert to talk about it, they do come and have a discussion. All right. Um, yeah, so that's the objective of the DNS session. So now these are done by the universities. Now they are done usually by the faculty of a university, right? Now, from your side, while you understand a new topic or understand the nuance of a new topic, it's also important that you also get an experience of the faculty who's delivering the topic, how well they communicate a complex idea in a very simple manner targeted to you as a student or a parent for that matter, right? So thanks for asking this question. Right. So the other, maybe I have a question for y'all. What is your NATA score? Maybe if you're comfortable typing that in, type that in. So, and if you have any questions regarding your NATA score, the admission process, or anything, how many of y'all have been to the architecture exhibition that we had at DQ Labs? You can just type in a yes if you have been there. Okay, and we have Dr. Anitha?
Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
We got our IT services come in between, and they have helped out. Yes, I'm at Christ, the university, the central campus. And very glad to meet all of you. And thank you so much, DQ Labs, especially Dion, for having connected us with the students, especially the aspiring students for B.Arch studies. Shall I just share my screen?
Of course, you can go ahead. Looking forward. Yeah.
Yes. Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible, and you can put it on presentation mode.
Is it in presentation mode?
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
You can.
Yeah. Okay, so myself, Dr. Anitha from School of Architecture, heading the school since 2017, has been able to kind of be part of founding members of the school along with Christ University, and leveraged on their legacy for the last over 50 years. An amazing university ecosystem that has kind of looked into the special needs of School of Architecture. And what you're seeing on the screen is the School of Architecture new building, and I happened to had the opportunity to design this building as well. And thank you, Dion, for that kind words of introduction. I happened to hear that the first part, but due to the technical glitch, so sorry to everyone. My apologies, because I could not join. There was some technical glitch. And on behalf of Dr. Ivan Jose, our Dean, and Dr. Father Thomas TV, our Director, here we welcome all of you to School of Architecture Christ. And this journey, I think, as Dion has already given you a prelude, it's a journey where we are going to look at a very interesting and impressive and immersive teaching pedagogy, which takes you through the kind of entire experience in 5 years during your undergrad program. And I'm sure after the second window of NATA is opened, all of you are set your mind and focus, like who wants B.Arch and who do not want it. So I'm sure the participants and the audience are really keen to kind of look at the school. How do we make a selection? So this journey at School of Architecture Christ is an amazingly different one. Because I must say a few words about its inception. It's 4 senior teachers with over 20-25 years of experience who have come together while we incepting the school. And at our a board of studies, we have some of the eminent academicians like Professor Neelkant Chaya, then Prem Chandavarkar from CNT, who are at the advisory committee, because it's very important that our curriculum stays timely and kind of addressing the current emerging issues and addressing the emerging digital transformation that is required for our realm of studies, because it cannot be kind of outdated, and the kind of graduate who is coming out of the school should be really confident, ethical, and also kind of really prepared for design thinking and for the design avenues that are open in nationally and internationally. So something here I wish to talk about, and I'm sure at DQ Labs you must have had a really interesting journey to understand this particular realm of creative process where even the career is very, very creative and enjoyable as long as you're very passionate about architecture. One of the myths about architectural studies is that it is more technological and we always end up doing only design. Definitely, that's one of the biggest possibilities. At the same moment, I must say that the school, the institute, it is where you understand different other possibilities within architecture to pursue, especially research, and also the inspiration to kind of bring in these different aspects of design as a practice and design as a research to kind of embellish together. And also at School of Architecture, we have a consultancy cell, and the new school that you have seen just now, the image, this is coming from a consulting cell, and I given the opportunity to lead the design group. Here is a journey through the experiential learning and social outreach project. The social outreach project, when I'm talking about it, it's a tall task for the teacher and for the institute when we are taking this pedagogical method of design and build. This is one of the upcoming and one of the far-fetched new pedagogical method nationally and internationally being followed by some of the best schools. So social outreach means that, what the students along with their mentors, we are crafting the design, it goes out to get built. So learning through experience, learning through reflection on doing, and in which, you need a special talent on how do we observe, how do we interact, and how do we kind of do exploration and reflection on this. It's very important that these experiences are being taught while we are taking this as a pedagogical method. So for this, we need how art is to be kind of understood, how material can be engaged, then how building technology and the whole building processes, and end of it, that's where the ecosystem of Christ come in a big way. How do we kind of academia engaging with the community? And I think that is where the social outreach project has come to a great, it has satisfied great endorsement, which the university has received at an international forum also. And experiential learning, it's on real situated context. It's not like the kind of problems that we are dealing with are hypothetical, but definitely it is going to deal with real situated context. I think this is something which I must say as the kind of the way the school thinks and how we kind of teach the students. And as part of this, we experiment and explore with the different methods of teaching, in which travel is one of the very important aspects. We have a very special pedagogical method called studio on wheels. This is unlike any study tours. It's a travel where the studio is traveling, the classroom is traveling, and you are traveling along with that, and you are in a contextual situation where you are given actual real-time questions, and then you do a kind of a related study program about the livelihood, the kind of innovative methods and significant sustainable methods and ways in which the community is living with the environment or without it. Sometimes the environments are abused. So these travel studios come back with a very pertinent critical questions back to studio, and we work on, it's a hands-on work with material medium, and also, in the process we are communicating with the people. And we have at the 5th semester, one of the studio, it is called the altering ecologies, that is altering landscapes. Landscapes are being abused by the anthropogenic activities. How do we deal with it? As designers, can we be silent about it? So these are the very pertinent critical questions that come as you work along with School of Architecture Christ. So the little jingle which we do with all the students and also the mentors: see, wonder, and explore. See means you need to observe. You should keenly be helped to understand methods of observation. That's something very, very important about architecture. Wonder is when you are asking, I wonder. That means the question is coming. The question is very important to start a research or to start a pertinent question about what is design and how do I go about it. It is not that the answers are given by the teacher, but we together evolve the kind of design solution. So this wonder aspect is something which is always growth. How do you be critical? So it starts with small little questions in semester 1, and by the time you reach your thesis in 10th semester, you are really coming up with a hypothetical question, which hypothesis, which you are planning to kind of through your design establish it, and for which you need to explore with what materials, explore with what the people and the society and their questions. questions. Explore with what? Your environment, the kind of environment where the architecture is going to make an impact. So explorations are very important in the school in terms of infrastructure, in terms of expertise of the teachers, and in terms of the pedagogical methods. We should be sufficiently helping you to explore. So this is where School of Architecture is really kind of experienced at. So this is actually an interactive session, but however, due to the paucity of the time, let me go directly to place, that is where are we and why and where do we exist and how relevant are we in both nationally and internationally. So School of Architecture and the Office of International Affairs are very important key partners while we actually kind of execute our entire processes of education system as you move from year 1 to year 5, because this is something which we have taken it up as our strategic plan, that how do we engage and allow to have a global thinking when you are studying in India. So what are the different ways? One of the means is that you're given an opportunity to travel abroad or study abroad, 1 year possibility at School of Architecture. That is semester 7 and 8. We have actually come up with an MOU with Lille University Junior College, which is located in France, for 7th and 8th for Smart and Resilient Cities program of their school. We are going to send our students to study for the study abroad program. Anyone who's interested, in the Q&A session, I'll come up with more details about it. So it's very important for us to know how global we are in terms of thinking. The other thing I must talk about is the kind of elective basket that we have. It's very unique, and it's very important that the students are equipped for the current challenges as you kind of get into the industry. So some of the key kind of electives beyond our regular electives are, one is UI UX design in architecture. That is UI UX is user interface and user experience. And this is a multidisciplinary elective which we have developed along with computer science department and School of Architecture. So this is the global edge that we are giving to the student when we are with us, when you are with us. Okay, the second other thing is we are in architecture, that is virtual reality in architecture is other open elective with media studies along with School of Architecture is offering this elective. So these are kind of electives that are given at the senior semester level. So initial first to sixth semester, the grooming happens. The foundation years is first to fourth semester. That is the first 2 years is very, very critical with lot of foundational core courses, and elective starts from the fourth semester onwards. That is where actually the elective basket is something which is going to give you an edge as to who you are, that the self that you are going to kind of edge out of the institution from where you are graduating. So we have electives from the art basket, we have electives from building sciences. So you get a varied kind of, you develop a varied kind of interest by the time you reach the fourth semester. When you finish your foundation years, you're kind of apparently clear that yes, I'm keen in these areas, or do I want to kind of pursue my studies in urban design and urban related kind of larger scale projects? Am I interested more in interior design and related kind of aspects? So this kind of collective elective basket is something very important one needs to pay attention when you're taking admission. So we have an amazing different kind of elective basket which kind of helps you your journey and makes it very engaging. So at School of Architecture, we offer 3 programs, that is undergraduate program, master's program, and the PhD program. The PhD program started very recently, around 1.5 years back, and we have close to 20 scholars who are working along with us, and we have around 6 supervisors who are working with us. So you can imagine the kind of pace we have set in research, because schools or institutions are not limited only to teaching learning, but we are also kind of bound to kind of give back a knowledge base back into the realm of the fraternity of architecture. So what are we contributing to? New courses, new research findings. So these are some of the things which we are working on. So recently, and just from a personal experience, I'm working and developing a new course called Insurgencies and Mapping People in Public Design, that is especially in urban design, and for which we are having a Harvard graduated a professional coming to school by July first week. So this is the kind of engagement that the teacher have with other institutes and at a global level while we are developing these courses. So I myself is very interested in tactical urbanism, and we get researchers from other schools also to come along with us, so that we develop these courses and it will be floated as an elective eventually, and the students are going to kind of take up and work along with us. So beyond that, at the international front, we have MOU with the Boston Architectural College, USA. Lil, I've already spoken about the junior college. So there is a 1-year study abroad program for the undergrad students, and for the masters, a 1-semester study abroad program. That is a master's in architecture, what we are offering at school. Sciences for at France is largely for our research interest to pursue, because that's something which is very important for your teachers to be constantly engaging, and kind of extended education programs that we give to our teachers, especially in terms of faculty development programs and also the research that they are pursuing. And beyond that, so these are long-term MOUs that we have. So one more which I may want to add, very recent one in my travel in May, that is ICP, that is the Catholic Institute of Paris. That's where we are going to add art history and its reflections, especially the intellectual history about art. How do we kind of engage, especially for the foundation years? Because art and architecture has a very interesting intersection or a border that which needs to be explored, and you need to be kind of initiated, especially in your transformational years, especially the foundation years. So we are also planning for an international exhibition in art by the 2024 beginning, for which we are going to join hands with ICP Paris. So these are the kind of innovative ways in which we think. And it's not just that the student here works only with the teachers whom they see, or the library where the books and the repository is there, but definitely they are given a chance to work and see how professionals work in this realm. Beyond the master classes, workshop, etc., that is often offered very kind of periodically. But beyond that, through these exhibitions and large mega events, you are getting an opportunity to meet these real professionals working along with you for some time, or a brief time, a short period of time. Thereby your networks are getting developed. So it's very important, because it's a career oriented, it's a professional course. So it's not enough that yes, I did all my studies to make myself called as an architect, but I come out or graduate with sufficient network so that I can kind of deal with or dwell with the kind of industry very well. So for which we also conduct a small term studio project, the collaborative projects, that is international studios and national level also, some of the premier schools which we interact with. So recently we completed a international studio with Martin Fissett from Canada, and for which we have these kind of collaborations or MOUs signed for that. And also as part of that, our students had happened to kind of work with 10 other schools nationally. So it's a forum where all of us are going to come together. So who is your peer? Are they only the 40 students who are going to join in this curriculum? No, exactly no. So you are going to meet your contemporaries through other schools, unless the institute make an effort to kind of connect this, because you need to know who your contemporaries are in other schools, both nationally and internationally. And also we are developing a lot of interdisciplinary researches and courses. This is something important, because gone are those days where we are actually siloed in only architectural studies or only technical studies. But this is foundational, definitely not to discount on it, but we need to go and kind of push the barriers or push the intersections with other disciplines. How do we kind of work along or collaborate with other disciplines? Now, for this, the school is also working on funded research projects, that is composite bamboo construction, which is completed. Now we are at composite mud construction. So this is something which we have taken up. So these are real projects, and as part of that, the rural studio, I'll just come to that. You will also get a chance to work with or intern with or to kind of collaborate with these researchers which are ongoing in the school. So it's very important that we are not pursuing only a syllabus or a curriculum, but also pursuing working along with the consultancy and the research on both. One is industry, one is practice, the other one is called the research and the kind of knowledge addition. So you should be given sufficient opportunities and teachers with sufficient projects, so that you can actually also tag along with us while you are right from semester one. And Council of Architecture funded research project, we are very proud to announce that is out of 79 entries which came to Council of Architecture, 7 were selected, and very happy to inform you that we were one among the 7 for this urban studio research project, USRP, which is a 2-year long research project. And one of our advisor is Professor Srivatsan from CEPT University, who is an advisor given to School of Architecture Christ. And we work together, and only with the students we can work on these projects. So this is the kind of additional edge the school or opportunity or the kind of facilitate the schools or the students to kind of work along beyond just a curriculum in architecture. So I thought probably this is the right forum for us to kind of celebrate on these possibilities. And beyond that, definitely we have number of consultancy projects going on. So one of the recent addition of feathers to our consultancy is National Highway Authorities of India, one of the highway hub, which is granted to School of Architecture and the consultancy group, and they are working on that. So if interested, so it's up to the students. So the university provides the ecosystem for to the student with a number of possibilities, and it is up to you to select is where do I want to map myself, with which group I want to work along, and thereby I come up with not just a degree certificate, but with a CV which is of amazing nature. And beyond that, I think something which is very, very unique about School of Architecture is we have 7 design patents to our credit. This is coming out of an elective called product design. So along with the teacher, what the student has designed and developed, we have a patent representing committee or a group or a cell under the university's larger umbrella. So they give us sufficient support for that. And we have published 7 design patents, all the inventors are the student name, and the co-inventor is the faculty name, because they have worked together. And out of that 16 weeks, they have produced this amazing, beautiful new products, which we are patenting. I think these are some of the kind of additional edge that you get or opportunity that you may get at School of Architecture Christ. Just a moment. So that's the kind of board of studies members you can see. Here you can see Professor Nilkan Chaya and Prem Chandavarkar. So we belong to deemed to be university. So our syllabus is getting revised or kind of re-looked at and reimagined every other year with the emerging techniques. And also for this, we collaborate with experts who are going to critique us. So the faculty members and also the curriculum. And what is curriculum defined by the year back, I mean, the previous year students' productions. So it is kind of an exhibition and kind of a way in which we kind of present it to our experts, and the expert come up with critical opinions, and that's how we revise the syllabus. So that we stay timely, and very importantly, we are addressing emerging trends. So these are a few of these speakers coming from right from politics to filmmaking to photographers to artists to definitely from our fraternity of architecture. So some of the premier people who are part of this and have been talking, there's only a few of them. I'm sure you must have recognized a few of these celebrities whom I have shown in the previous slide. Beyond this, at school, I think the facilities, campus facilities are very important to be noted. It's a beautiful 80-acre green campus. And when I say green, it is really green because we've been awarded the Green Award of by the AICTE Green Campus Award. And also it's a beautiful facilities like common facilities like 2,000-seater open audi and a number of gathering spaces that we have. The School of Architecture's unique own building itself is 14,000 square meters. When Council of Architecture requires only 4,000 to be put in our application, we go much beyond it because we truly believe in the education and the kind of pedagogy and the kind of realm that we are offering for our students to study and learn and kind of be the kind of next leaders in the industry. Okay, so that's the boardroom, the guest rooms that we have, the gym and other facilities. On your right hand down is the lobby of our new school building. That's a beautiful campus, and that's the new building which we have from the consultancy cell. We have completed over 60 crores, and the project cost is over 60 crores, and it's a frame structure with a full, beautifully passively cooled trellis wrap which we have used. So the best of uniquely designed facilities is something which you are going to experience while you are with us. Okay, and definitely, Christ is known for the kind of amazing cultural life that you may get and the possibilities. So when we actually do this direct admission, unlike KEA does through CET and Common K ranking, or the common consortiums that they have, we don't induct students through these channels. We have only a direct admission. That is, one has to go to the website to make an application, and we have an interview panel. So at the panel, we in fact kind of look at the kind of, one is your preparedness to kind of pursue design studies. Second is your kind of interdisciplinary and also the extracurricular strengths that you are holding with, be it sports, be it public speaking, be it theater, be it for music, dance, etc., etc. Because we want a holistic person to be kind of the graduate from School of Architecture. So at the university, because that's a larger phenomenon, which is kind of ecosystem within which School of Architecture is kind of residing, and you get amazing kind of possibilities to grow your other talents also. So along with architecture, you're also becoming a beautiful artist or a sportsman, or UN representations that you may want. So whatever, debating, etc. So these are the other possibilities that the university offer to you. So this is one of our senior students defending his thesis project, and this has been actually for the zonal levels, it has gone to the second prize winner. So this is that project. So this is what he is defending at the school level. This is a studio within School of Architecture Christ. So there's a number of other kind of hands-on projects which we do and learn, kind of experiential learning, which I started with, which we actually do it at our place. We have the state-of-art lab facility, and that block where it's housed, it's called the crystal block, where unique facilities are provided, and it's a unique computer lab facilities. And we, even for climate responsive architecture, we go even into simulation phase. So it's not like only a theoretical knowledge is given to you. So we go a step beyond to understand how simulations are done. If I do a design, can I kind of simulate it in a particular lat long, that is a geographical position in that climatic zone? How does this particular building design behave? So these are some of the kind of edge or the possibilities that you may get while you are at School of Architecture. So next is an art and carpentry workshop, because we truly believe in working with material, working with power tools, and kind of making you kind of a graduate who is actually confident. So right from, especially during the foundation years, is when you are skilled, and beyond which, that is post fourth semester, you are actually kind of deciding as to, yes, where is your skill set lying, and how do I kind of use that in my higher semesters studio works. So the studio lab, the college, the school's lab is open even for that. Next, I think I'll just quickly take you through the rural studio, which happens in the fourth semester, what I mentioned as the outreach project. That is, design and build pedagogy is something which is uniquely followed in School of Architecture, Christ, and for which, to build with the material, it's not easy. It's a tall task, both for the student as well as for the teacher. So the student needs to get trained with this, and for which we sign MOUs with the industry. So it's not that just the teacher is along with you. We have an industry, and since we are doing a live project, you need a design consultant also, that is structural consultant. So this particular project which you are seeing here, we had Mr. B.L. Manjunath. I'm sure through DQ Labs, you must have heard his name and also have met him. B.L. Manjunath is a very known structural engineer from Bangalore. So the studio cohort is a group of design teachers, industry, and also consultants, because together we are going to kind of devise this whole learning process. And being in academia, we cannot do just what is ordinary. We need to kind of reinvent what is knowledge. So in this particular case, actually, we have reinvented the kind of joinery technique that we use it for clustering of bamboo. I think if time permits, I can just tell a few words about what is clustering of bamboo, because bamboo is a grass. That is, you can either cut the bottom part or the mid part or the last part. So the top part is generally not used for structural purposes. Typically, we always use the bottom part or the base of the bamboo grass for the structural members. So what happens when you cut the base part of, or when we use that, it actually affects the clump of bamboo which is actually in the jungle. Okay, it's because you are using up all the base bamboo. So what we took is we took the midsection and thought like, how do we get that structural strength through this? So these are the very critical questions at the fourth semester level, where we are asking very kind of, naive, how does nature works? How do I learn patterns from nature? So these are the very small questions when you ask in semester one, but in fourth semester, you are asking a question, how do I kind of reduce the impact onto the nature by using the midsections of bamboo, and how do I reinvent a new joinery method? So that is where patenting comes, innovation comes, etc. So that's a bridge which the students are building, which was also captured in the local news, because this was a bridge which was kind of flooded in the 2018 rains in Wayanad. So we took up our workshop to kind of also build for the village, so that it's not that we cut and learn and then waste the material. We use those pieces in such a way that it's all designed so that we cut it in an appropriate size. In the process, we are also learning, and we are also building a bridge in the whole process. So so this is a very important information that I may want to kind of tell you, that we have a Center for Social Action that's called CSA. That's where university is different from school or a college. Okay, so within university, beyond various schools, we have various centers of excellence. So one such center at Christ is Center for Social Action. So we collaborate with Center for Social Action, who connects us with rural areas, who connects us with slums, people who needs designers to work around along with them. So this is an applied research project, the Christ Rural Studio. So we work in collaboration with CSA, because we need the kind of right appropriate user group for whom we are going to build this project. And it's a funded project. And in the process, the student is also understanding it's not the fancy design that I make, but also I should have a control on how do I kind of work on these, especially financially stressed projects. So we need to kind of look at how funding comes, and how costing goes with along with the design which I'm making. So this particular design, what you're seeing, is designed by a student, and then we kind of fine-tuned it as a class, and then kind of rolled it out for a project in Mysore. So this is a snake venom treatment center that we have made. So while doing this, what are we doing in the process? So this is academia. Are we doing consultancy? Yes, we do. But is it only consultancy? No, we are doing academia, which needs to be endorsed nationally or internationally. So I'm very glad to say that we were endorsed very beautifully by two international well-known acclaimed agencies. One is Lafarge Olsim Awards. We have participated. We had the opportunity or been selected to participate in that award. It's a huge number of entries that go for to participate in this competition. From this, there is a screening happens, and only a few are selected to participate. This is for a sustainable construction in bamboo. And the second one is the international exhibition. We got an opportunity to display the work of the students. That is London Design Biennale. Ours was the only institution which participated in the London Design Biennale. That is the India Pavilion within that. Along with probably, I think the acclaimed firms who had participated are that of Doshis, Etin Pandya, and many such very nationally known firms who have participated. Along with them, here comes an institution with the students' work to participate because of its edge of the quality of the work that we were selected for that. So I think this is the nature of endorsement, that yes, you are doing quality work, and that's also been done by the students. Now, beyond this, we do social outreach. So the projects that we have constructed, that is especially the pedestrian bridge and also the snake venom treatment center. So we could work for the social society or the community. So the student is also or the graduate is also able to understand that how important is that I am committed to the society, I am answerable, I am accountable to the society in terms of the proficiency that I've gained. So that social responsibility is something which is very, very much embedded within a profession, and this is something only the institute can instill within you. So at School of Architecture, this is something very primary, because it's the ecosystem that is the Christ University at large is helping us to work upon. Because the vision statement of Christ says excellence and service, because this is something very important towards excellence and rigor that you gain through your knowledge and studies. At the same moment, can I do service learning? That is, when I'm learning, can I also do service? So these are some of the very key values which are instilled within us, which actually makes you very global. Let me tell you, when you actually work out international crowd, when you show your portfolio, you are asked, what impact did your project do for the society? I think that's where your portfolio should stand, kind of excellent, and show the edge of the kind of the quality that you have achieved while you are working on the 5 years with us. So it's not that you are just taking a degree back, but you are also taking a beautiful portfolio that says that, yes, it had a social impact while I was studying. And also collaboration with the industry. What does it mean to kind of work with the industry? What does it mean to work with a consultant? I think these are very real time, experiences that one may get while you are with School of Architecture. The next project we are going to work with CSA is a project in Bangalore, which is it's in its nascent phase. And I have applied for directed research project, that is BRP in CEPT University, and the project got accepted. Now I'm waiting for 5 students from CEPT University to collaborate with us. So imagine, so because we think much beyond Christites. The Christite is going to be more global and more kind of responsible professional, because they are given an opportunity to meet others, to work with others, etc. So we go out and get all these, fetch these possibilities. So I think an institute must do these, take up these responsibilities. So because of this particular studio, we have a research and paper publication done, and beyond all of this, the value addition and the unique identity that it has got to the rendered to the curriculum that we have set. So this is a few glimpses through the project that we have completed. This is in its construction phase. You won't believe it, it's a student project which is getting built, and the students are also participating while we are actually building on this. Okay, so I think due to the paucity of the time, I think Dion, what do you say? Do I have time for one more take on any of this?
Yeah, approximately how much time would you require?
Maybe probably another 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So maybe I'll just take you through Studio on Wheels. That is our travel studio. So these are a few travels regionally which we have looked at. Now, next phase is that we are planning for our international tours also. I think, yeah. So what you're seeing is the Studio on Wheels. This is actually all semesters invariably we start with a travel plan. So based depending on which semester you belong to, the kind of questions, the kind of explorations, the kind of studies or related study programs that we do vary. Okay, so this is the first on your left hand side, and on your right hand side what you're seeing is we travel a lot. So one is heritage, what we look at, and very pertinent projects which are developed from that. Alternatively, we look at art, and also we collaborate with the local agencies. This, what you're seeing is like we also collaborate with the schools of architecture. So on to your right, you're seeing that, at Wadiyar school, we've been, so we interact with other schools also. It cannot be that we are siloed within one particular institute, but we really go out and kind of get a feeler of, what my contemporaries are doing. And also wherever it is required, I go get trained as well. So while we are on Studio on Wheels at a particular site, we also conduct workshops. So there will be traveling resource people, or we source the people from the local or the place locale where we are. When we were at Goa, we actually had a masterclass with Dean DeCruz. Actually, Dean DeCruz is a very acclaimed architect of the contemporary times. So we work and relate with him. One of the Studio on Wheels been to Varanasi. So there we had an amazing connect back with community and the kind of focus study. This was a 8th semester studio, what we had just completed in the last event semester. So we worked along with, for the special focus area called gender studies. So these are some of the key initiatives that we do. So here what you're seeing is what we do. We conducted an art workshop. So you are actually there, an artist is showing what to do. And these are some of the productions. After that, the students have drawn and kind of presented it. And also we do related study programs. Actually understand now what you're seeing here is jaggery. You must be asking this question, how is jaggery connected to architecture? Of course it is connected. Jaggery is a food and it is coming from a region where sugarcane is being farmed. When sugarcane is farmed, that means the soil is of a landscape is of a particular quality, water availability is of a particular nature. How do they kind of make water structures? So we started from water structures. Then while you are digging the tank, you are collecting the stones, and the stones are of different densities. Imagine a lay person is telling us, talking about the stone and its physical characteristics, and say that which stone can get into the foundation for building the village, or for the walls, or for the the roofing which they do. So even for the roofing they use stone slabs. What you're right now seeing is a Mangalore tiled roof, which is the industry where jaggery is being made. So while you are looking at certain related products, especially maybe food, or it could be textile, so many, very many different things. But from that you can evolve and understand spatial understanding, and then we enter into architecture. We come back to studio with pertinent questions and we work around. Right now, what you're seeing, the black and white photograph, is that of Padmanabhapuram Palace. So this is a very beautiful studio which we did on wood. That is the question here is, when a feudal lord uses wood in Padmanabhapuram Palace versus the same studio, we had a small project, a workshop conducted at Rajendra Nagar slum in Bangalore. That is, there also you see wood, but it's recycled wood, which is from the city, which comes into the slum, and the slum dweller is kind of recycling it, upscaling it, designing his own dwelling, and making and working on designing and making his house with that recycled wood. Both are wood, but the situation, the context has made him work and play with wood in a very different manner. The details that are produced are very contextually different. So here the question is, how would a student appreciate wood as a material in architecture? Can I say that Padmanabhapuram Palace is more beautiful than Rajendra Nagar slum? Maybe not, because the situation that, or the context that has evolved or allowed this particular use of wood in a particular way is very, very different. So it's an appreciative mind than a judgmental mind. So I think this is critical thinking that we actually grow in these places. So I think this particular batch who has been groomed through these projects, one of the best outcome is that he has got one of the students has got a offer letter from Cornell University, the Ivy League, for his master's study in landscape. So this is one of our beautiful feathers for the alumni, because where they are, what they are doing is very important for us. And all of them are placed, and some of the important firms I can talk about is that they are placed in RSP Architects, one of the very biggest firms in Bangalore. At the same tone, I will say that two of our graduates are with Titan. Okay, can you imagine an architect designer working with Titan? So I think that's the kind of placement that we have for our graduates. So with that, I think I can close it. So these are the kind of travel tours. So we truly believe that class is a flexible room. And it should not be that the student should be confined only to the realms of the classroom. We should be able to study, draw, learn, construct outside the classroom. So our classrooms are very flexible, and it kind of spreads with kind of very defined questions and program that we set before we travel. We'll go on the studio on wheels. Yeah. I think with that, let me close. These are different pictures from, actually, we have a golden hour called a silent walk in the tribal area of Suligere. It was one of our orientation programs. So I think, so these are beautiful things that we work around. What you are seeing below is Cochin Muzares festival, that is the Cochin Biennale. Our students had gone there. The question is how art and architecture interfaces. And after visiting there, they've been to Uru boat making technique that is in north of Kerala, then back to school. Then we actually conducted a wood studio on that. So I think these are the second semester or third semesters who did this particular project. These are amazing projects and ways in which we open up the studios. So with
Dr.
that, I
Anitha,
think,
we need
yes,
to
I think, Yes, I'm winding it up. I just had only the application process. Ah, how do we apply? The eligibility is definitely as per council, the aptitude test score. You should have a qualified aptitude test score and you should have a qualifying exam score for your 12th standard as prescribed by council. But beyond that, we have a third level called an interview. So what you could do, what you are supposed to do is you have to make an application through christuniversity.in, and through which you will get an interview call, and with the portfolio you should be appearing for an online interview. At the interview you are being kind of checked or understood for your preparedness for design studies and for the initiatives that we are doing. And after, when you score sufficiently for your personal interview, your nata score and your grade 12 scores, that's when your ranking is made and an offer letter, if everything goes fine, you will be given an offer letter through which you can come to school and make the payment, and that's it. So I think that's where we are. Thank you. Yes.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Sushil.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to get the website there so that I can share it with people. Maybe if you can ask your team to send us the link, the application link, online application link, that will be good. All right.
Ah.
Um, hold on. Maybe I'll get it myself. Yeah.
So probably
Yeah,
they
I got it.
can
I got
come
that.
to me in this. And christuniversity.in is our website through which they have to make an online application.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Doctor. If anyone has questions that they'd like to ask, we can moderate those questions in right away. But a few very important things, and you know what? There are a few messages which I got very, very strongly from
Ah,
this presentation, right? Which was very interesting. Number one, the outreach programs, all right, because
yes.
y'all are not looking at architecture just as making buildings, but also shaping communities, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
helping the social, working on social projects, and ensuring that every student creates this impact socially. So I thought that was very interesting from what you mentioned. Of course, there were a lot of other things, but one of the questions that was very interesting, where you said you had a range of people that came in, and you said it included a politician, right?
Yes.
Why would you call a politician to an architecture school? What impact does that have?
Okay. Actually, architecture is not confined only to designers, because architecture has been used as a medium to talk about political ideologies. If you look at our temple cities, how has temple cities come? It is the medieval king who wanted to showcase his ideology, and the best medium to express that is architecture. So similarly, I think in India also, I think some of the biggest public projects, especially including our in Delhi, what is happening, I think some of the ideologies politically that is coming up is being executed or represented through architecture. So architecture is a beautiful medium for political thinking. So unless we are acquainted with these, we call it the politics of urban design, the politics of architecture, the politics of advertisement. I mean, I think there are several ways in which things are differently thought about. Unless as a designer we are acquainted to that, I think we'll be kind of falling short in that. Yes, I'm a good designer, but I'm not agile enough to understand what the people are speaking. Got it? So I think that's where we are. So at politics, we talk about micro politics and macro politics. These are two things. Macro politics is politics by the governed, and micro politics is the politics which the people play. Okay, so both are very different. So I think so the student needs to get acquainted with these kind of allied areas of design discipline. So it's very important. So I think just to add to what Dion has just now mentioned about our social outreach, along with that, that international study abroad program is something which is an edge that the student is going to get when they are with us. So I think both these work together because getting a regional presence and a global thinking attitude is very important.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Couple of questions that have come here. What is the process, admission process for NRIs? Is it the same process or is there a difference? This is a question from Sri Vidya Gopinath.
It's the same process, only that for NRI in the website, you can actually go to academics under that School of Architecture and undergraduate. Complete fee structure is there. The fee structure is different for NRI, and the rest is all merit. The other fee structure, which is for Karnataka and non-Karnataka students. I think these are the only categories we have. Now, who is an NRI is also defined in the website. That is how many years of stay, and so because there are NRIs who are also like with the 7 years domicile certificate they come in. So all these kind of complexities are very clearly mentioned, very transparently mentioned in our website. Okay, and our fee structure for a regular student is 2.5 lakhs on year 1, year 2 also 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs, this is annual fees, 3 lakhs for year 3, year 4 is also 3 lakhs, and the final year closes with 3.5 lakhs. So this is our fee structure. And within the campus itself, we have hostel facilities both for girls and boys. So it's an amazing facility. Only for B.Arch students, we have facility for the girls inside the campus because we work a lot late into the evening. Invariably, all schools, architects typically we work beyond the school hours. So I think a hostel facility within the campus is really helpful for all of us. And also some of the best cafes, and we have 2 big cafes and also satellite cafes which allows them to grab all the kind of food that a youngster would need. And at the same time, we have a gym and many other facilities like sports facility. We have an in-house coach who is actually trained them into special, any particular event that you are interested in. So particular sports category. So even that possibilities are also there. So it's a holistic development that we look at. It's a self that is getting developed and getting groomed as a designer rather than you're just trained as an architect. So not that. You're also a human being. There is a self within each one of you. And I think it needs to be groomed. So that's where...
Right. Thank you. That also answers the question of Mr. Ravindra Kumar, who asked what the fee structure is. So you answered that question. Dr. Suseelan, thank you so much for taking the time out to come here and talk about Christ University School of Architecture, how you all are doing things very differently.
Yes.
Very insightful and very inspirational to see what you all are doing. Thanks so much for coming out and interacting with our audience.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity and platform to, connect with the aspiring students. You can see my phone number also. So if you have any further queries, you can feel free to call me and Anitha, and you can just reach out. I'll connect you to respective offices if further information is required or anything further. But one thing, please bear in mind, we don't come through CET or COMEDK, it's a direct admission. So you have to come through the christuniversity.in. I think I've put the website there. So you can apply over there and you'll get an interview call. So further to which I have explained it. Yes.
Absolutely. And for those who have missed this, the links are in the YouTube, the description of this webinar. All the links, the application link, Dr. Suseelan's contact number and email address, everything is there. So please feel free to drop down, reach that and reach out to her. And also like this webinar if you enjoyed this. All right. All the best to all the students. And thank you and have a good day. Dr. Anitha, one more point.
Thank you. Just one more good news. We are starting the classes for the first semester by July 12th. Our inauguration is on July 12th. So the admissions we have started in the month of February. So it's fast moving. So those who are interested may kind of get connected with us. So we will do the needful for that and make the application and do it. Okay.
Fantastic. All right.
Right.
All right. Thank you so
All right.
much. Okay.
Have a
Goodbye.
good day.
Goodbye.
Bye. I'll make a move. Thank you.